New image from the James Webb Telescope to mark 1 year since it started sending us images from deep space.
For as long as we've looked up at the night sky, we've asked the same question in 1,000 different ways. Are we alone? Every generation has whispered it into the darkness, hoping for an echo. And now something has whispered back. It didn't shout or scream or send a signal wrapped in alien code. It simply appeared in an image, a single photograph, a quiet moment captured through the vast silence of space. An image not of stars or galaxies or comets tearing through the void, but of a world, a real world, one we've dreamed of for decades, one so close yet so impossibly far away. Proxima B, orbiting the faint red ember of a star just over 4 light-years from Earth. It has always been the one, our closest hope, but until now it was only numbers, data points, a ghost hiding in the gravitational tug of its sun, a maybe. And now, it's here. What the James Webb Space Telescope just gave us is more than science. It's more than technology or achievement or data. It's a window, a raw, undeniable, unfiltered window into a world outside our own. For the first time in history, we're not imagining what it looks like. We are seeing it. And what we're seeing is staggering. Through Webb's delicate vision, through its unmatched sensitivity to the quietest light in the coldest corners of the universe, Proxima B revealed itself, not as a shadow, not as a blurred smear behind starlight, but as a planet painted in detail. You could almost feel the clouds. You could almost sense the motion of winds sweeping across a jagged horizon. This isn't fiction anymore. This is real. And that moment, when the first clear image lit up across the monitors, when astronomers saw not theory but form, not estimates but edges, something in us shifted. Because this isn't just another distant planet with a fancy name. This is Proxima B, our neighbor. Close enough that if you compress the universe down to a map the size of a city, it would be in the next block over. And it's beautiful. Not in the way Earth is beautiful, with blue oceans and green continents, but in its own silent, haunting way. There are shapes in its atmosphere, contrasts along its terminator, the line where day meets night. Subtle glints in certain regions, like something wet catching light. Not the dry stillness of a lifeless moon. Something more, alive, complex, breathing in its own rhythm, responding, waiting. What makes it even more astonishing is what we didn't see. We didn't see chaos. No scorched wasteland torn by solar flares. No atmosphere blasted off into the void. What we saw was calm. A planet sitting quietly in the light of its small star, holding on to its skies, sheltering its secrets. Scientists expected turbulence. Instead, they found stability. And that changes everything. This isn't just a win for space science. This is a moment that reaches deep into who we are. It touches something ancient inside us. Because for all our wars, our technologies, our empires, and collapses, human beings have always shared one sacred instinct. We look up. And when we looked up this time, the sky looked back. Not with answers, not yet, but with possibility. And that's enough, for now. That glimpse, that shape, that world. It's more than pixels. It's a promise. What happens to the human heart when it sees something it was never meant to see? That's what astronomers have been asking themselves, quietly, privately, since the image of Proxima B first came through. Because this isn't just about a new planet. It's about a mirror, a cosmic mirror, held up in the void, reflecting not our image, but our longing. And what it's reflecting now is breathtaking. Through Webb's eye, Proxima B doesn't look alien in the way we once feared. Cold, brutal, silent. It looks familiar. Not identical, not even similar in color or shape, but in feeling. There's a softness to the lines on its surface, a suggestion of movement, as though clouds drift across it in slow, deliberate swirls. Shadows bend gently where mountains, or what could be mountains, rise and fall. And in the middle of it all, along its equator, something glimmers. It wasn't supposed to glimmer. Planets don't do that unless something special is happening. Maybe it's ice. Maybe it's liquid. Maybe it's something we don't even have words for yet, but it shines under infrared light. Just a little, just enough. Enough to catch our breath in our throats. Enough to make even the most skeptical scientists stare in silence. The universe doesn't give away its mysteries easily. But this feels like an invitation. And now with the clearest image of Proxima B, we're beginning to ask different questions. Not what is it, but what's happening there? What does the wind feel like on its surface? What color is the sky at twilight, if there's a sky at all? Is there rain? Is there weather? Could there be water collecting in shallow basins, warming in the light of its red sun? And if so, could something live there? It's hard not to go there, isn't it? To let your mind wander just far enough. It starts so small, a single cell drifting in an alien tide pool. Then it grows, a world with cycles and seasons, light and dark, storm and stillness. No longer empty, no longer theoretical, a home waiting to be understood. But even without life, Proxima B is alive in other ways. Its very structure breathes with possibility. Those layered bands between night and day suggest more than geography. They hint at systems, at energy transfer, at storms rolling in from the Terminator, casting shifting shadows across whatever terrain lies beneath. It may be rock, it may be soil, it may be something entirely outside our imagination, but whatever it is, it's there, and it's holding on. That more than anything seems to echo with us now, the idea of survival. Because Proxima B orbits a temperamental star, a red dwarf prone to sudden flares and harsh outbursts, we assume that anything caught in its orbit would be scorched, stripped, maybe even destroyed over time. But Proxima B resisted. Somehow it resisted. Its atmosphere still clinging, its surface still structured, and perhaps most shockingly, its climate appears balanced. That discovery alone has shaken everything we thought we knew about how life-supporting planets form around these volatile suns. It's as if the universe is rewriting its own rules in front of us. Or maybe it's been this way all along, and we just couldn't see it until now. Now we can. And the moment you realize that, really feel it, that this isn't a blurry suggestion or an inferred existence, but a real physical world, you start to feel the gravity of it. Not the gravity of the planet, but the weight of the moment. We're not looking through a telescope anymore. We're looking through time, through darkness, through hope. We're peering into the face of a neighbor, and for the first time in human history, the neighbor is looking back. There's a quietness to space that we can never quite explain. Not silence, because silence is absence. This is different. This is presence without noise, vastness without voice. And in that quiet, the image of Proxima B speaks louder than anything we've ever heard. It says, "We are not the center." It doesn't say it with arrogance. It doesn't threaten. It doesn't boast. It simply exists. And that in itself is enough to tilt everything we thought we knew just slightly off axis. Because here's the truth. When we looked at that image, truly looked at it, something ancient stirred in all of us. Not fear, not even awe, but connection. It's a strange feeling to see a planet orbiting a distant star and feel somehow homesick. As if somewhere in the story of the universe, this place and our place once shared the same paragraph. And that's why this moment matters more than most people will ever realize. It's not just about Proxima B. It's not about whether there's life there or if one day we'll walk its soil. It's about what this discovery pulls out of us: curiosity, wonder, empathy for the unknown, a hunger to understand, not to conquer, a hope that somewhere beyond the mess of our own world, the cosmos is still offering us answers to questions we've only just begun to ask. The implications stretch across every field of human thought. In science, yes, this image marks the start of a new chapter, one where theory must now sit beside evidence, where dreams of interstellar missions are no longer driven by blind ambition, but by visible, tangible targets. For years, missions like Breakthrough Starshot sounded more like fantasy than engineering. But now we see where those sails would go. We know what waits across the darkness. The image of Proxima B isn't just inspiration, it's a map. And still, the most profound shift might be the one happening inside us. Because when you stare into the textures and shadows of a world so far away, and you notice that it's not so different, that it has weather, possibly water, maybe warmth, you realize that the universe isn't made of strangers. It's made of potential neighbors. It doesn't feel cold anymore. It feels full, full of places like this, places that might have stories, skies with color, ground that remembers footsteps. We don't know yet if Proxima B holds life, but even if it doesn't, it already holds meaning. This is not the last planet Webb will show us, but it's the first to show us this. And that first time, when a blurry point of light becomes a world with character, with silence, with shape, that time never happens again. Generations from now, when children study our early steps into the cosmos, they'll look back at this image. They'll read about Proxima B the way we now speak of the moon landing or Voyager's golden record, not just as a scientific moment, but as a turning point in how we see ourselves. Because now we know we are part of something much, much larger. We've always been, but now we have proof in the form of a planet, a rocky, windswept, maybe ocean-slicked sphere orbiting a quiet sun just 4 light years away. And so we look again, and we wonder again. Not just are we alone, but who else is out there looking back at us? Maybe on some cold night, beneath a reddish sky, something on Proxima B is wondering the same thing. And in that thought, in that shared spark across the void, maybe we're already not so alone.